Hey friends. So it's been a while since I've been able to share any sort of shopping video with you guys because our finances have drastically changed and we are really having to buckle down right now. We've got some medical bills. My husband injured his ankle and he actually has a chip fracture that he's working through, but we have the medical bill from that x-ray and everything, and we have some medical bills for myself where my insurance didn't cover it. And then also my husband's work is really slowing down. And that's typical of this time of the year, but there's a lot more going on right now. So he's actually about to start looking for a different job. And that's really scary for us because he's been there for almost 3 years and it's been a steady job. And this is a really stressful time for us. So please stick with us through this if you would like. I've got quite a bit stocked up in our pantry. We've actually done a soft start on a pantry challenge, and we're going to really get into that at the beginning of January. And that is the Three Rivers Challenge. She does this every year, and we're going to participate in that, and I'm going to share that with you. But we've already started packing out some of our things that we've had stocked up. So right now I'm starting out with a full stock, and we're gonna try to keep our grocery budget. Usually was about $400 a month, and it was actually $300 for regular groceries, and then I would add in $25 for pantry items and preps. So we're going to try to bring that all the way down to $150 a month, and of course less than that if we can, but that's going to include fresh vegetables and things like that. We have a freezer full of meat right now. We don't have chicken stocked up, so I did grab some of that today, and I'm sorry if you can hear my guineas outside. But hang on. Okay, sorry about that interruption. That is a typical homestead life. Some sort of animal in the background. Okay, I think I was telling you about the chicken. I grabbed some of that today. We have a freezer full of beef. We also have certain cuts of pork where we bought half of a pig, and then we had bought half of a cow. So we're starting out with that, and if you do see that in videos, we did get a super good deal on the beef especially. It was $3.75 a pound, so that's really good as far as budgeting on meat. But we aren't stocked up on other cuts of some of the pork and then chicken. So we're going to try to make do with what we have, and then if I find super good deals, I'm going to fit that in on the $150 budget. There's going to be some things like we got today. I did go into Aldi this morning, and if you're wondering, this is a Thursday here, and I've often found things on either Wednesday or Thursday really marked down. So I try to at least stop in one of those 2 days just to check things out and see if they have them. I don't know if all stores do that or all Aldis, but that seems to be when ours clearances items out. So things like that I'm going to allow in the budget. If they're super cheap or something we normally couldn't afford, but we could because it's marked down, we'll go ahead and get something like that. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to go ahead and add in the prices for you guys on the video. So I'll pause for a second for each item, but the things that I clearly can see they're marked, I'll tell you what that is, and things that I just remembered because it was really cheap. So we went ahead and stocked up on a little bit of fruit and our vegetable stuff, and this is things that, like the celery, we're going to need this for Christmas dinner. Our Christmas dinner is going to be simple this year. It's just going to be, we're not going to do a turkey. We're going to have the chicken thighs that are already in my freezer right now, and dressing, and then all the sides to go with that. So we're going to restock our freezer with this leg meat here, and I should have probably bought a few more of these. I may stop in at the end of the week and allow 2 more packages of these in the budget, but these were on sale for 89 cents a pound. You can't hardly beat that. $2.86 for this complete package here. I got 3 packages. They were all under $3. So I'm going to leave some out for dinner this week and then freeze the rest of it. We got oranges. Another good deal right now at Aldi is the sweet potatoes. They're I think 147. I'll put it on here for sure when I edit. But I got 2 bags of those. Very good for you, very nutritious and affordable. And for the fruits, I got 2 pineapples. I think they were $1.47. I'm sure I'm getting one of those mixed up. So they were both $1.40 something cents. I know that much. This is another super good deal. Always look for these 50% off tags. Of course, look at your meat and make sure it looks good. This looks great. It's still in date as of right now, so we're going to throw this in the freezer. And this ended up being, I think, $167. Hang on just a second. I'll grab this receipt. But $174. You cannot beat that for a pound of ground pork. And I'm going to be making some fried rice with this, or maybe an Asian cabbage dish that I make. So I'll probably throw that in a video. We went with mostly frozen vegetables because that's usually the best deal you can get. We got 2 bag of the mixed vegetables and 1 bag of sweet corn. Here's another good deal I got today. Sourdough bread. Sourdough is one thing I really need to get into, and I haven't had time for that yet, but we're about to enter the slow season, so I'm hoping to try my hand at sourdough. But this was $2 off. I got 2 of those, by the way. We got 1 bag of sharp cheese. We went through our 5-pound block of the cheese from Azure recently. We have 1 left that's goat cheese. We're about to start shredding that up, but I like to keep that on hand just in case we run out for this month. So we got 1 bag of frozen Brussels sprouts. They are not the best deal. They're like $1.19, but that's still probably cheaper than most stores. So we got 1 of those. I got 1 package of the turkey sandwich meat for my husband. He tries to take all of his lunches when he can. We have a couple of convenience items in the freezer for him as well. That's pre-cooked chicken. He can throw those in wraps as well. And I'll show you guys that stuff in a little bit. We got 1 container of plain yogurt. This we use as a substitute for sour cream in recipes or on top of our tacos and stuff. And then we also eat it as yogurt. And then we got 2 cans of green. Okay, we got 1 more container of butter to replace what we used up on Thanksgiving. They had these, also $2 off the naan. We make flatbread and we make another naan recipe that I haven't shared recently, but I'm probably going to do that soon too. But we can throw these in the freezer and they're already ready to go on those days when we are super busy and we don't have time, which has been a lot lately. We do spend 4 hours in the vehicle a day, so that takes out a lot of time. So I got 2 of the smaller ones, and then they had the larger ones also, and I got 2 of those as well. I got 1 head of cabbage. Cabbage is always an affordable item to add to your recipes, and it's very nutritious. We got 1 bag of spinach. The spinach is much cheaper than the lettuce, so we usually stick with that. Besides that, it also has more nutrients in it as well compared to typical lettuce. I got 1 bag of the mini avocados. These were $2.29. I've had a lot of reports that avocados are fairly expensive throughout the country. One of my friends has commented recently on one of my videos also telling me about that, and I am shocked how much avocados are everywhere else. But here, these small bags of the small avocados are usually under $3. That's not a necessary item, but it's nice to have once in a while. So that's all that we got at Aldi. You can see everything here. Right here's the receipt. You can see $64.38 is what we spent. You can see those clearance items. It's actually a pretty long receipt for that price. I think we did pretty good. So we're going to be using all. Okay, I'm also going to be showing you as much as I can that we have stored away in our pantries. We do have some areas in here that you can't see very well, so I won't be sharing that. But we are in a camper, in case you are wondering. So we don't have the typical pantries most people do. We are in a camper because we had a house fire. And we are still trying to recover from that. The insurance didn't hold up their end of the deal on most of the things we needed replaced. So we are having to peck at this slowly. So you can imagine that's taken a while because of the economy right now and the prices of things increasing constantly. So we're doing the best that we can right now. So please stick with us through this. And I will get to the pantry items now. Okay, this is one area where I store a lot of our canned goods. We have some of our home canned meats. We have a lot more than that, but it is under our bed right now, so that's one of the areas I can't really show you. It's difficult to get to, but we do have quite a bit of canned chicken, home canned chicken, and canned beef and things like that that we will also be using, and they honestly do need to get used up so I can a lot of fresh things for the next year. So we're also going to be starting on that in January as well. If you're interested in canning, I'm going to be doing that again in January. So that's where we are with a lot of these canned goods. I have another area to the side. It is much smaller over here, but it goes fairly far back in there. You cannot see that, and that's what I mean by it's hard to see in here. But we have some flour under here and some of our canned goods, dried items like that. We have a few jars of this lard that we use as a fat. So these things stay pretty well under here. We have our top cabinets, and we have many of our baking items up here, teas, nuts, seasonings, things like that. This part is a little bit embarrassing. This is my seasoning cabinet. You can see it's very full and it's messy. I have got to come up with a way to organize this a little bit better. So if you got any ideas, let me know. I do think maybe I could get one of those stacking systems. I don't know. I gotta do something. And here's another cabinet. We have some convenience items in here. Drink mixes and mac and cheese, teas, things like that. Just a few sugary things. And my refrigerator right now, starting out on the challenge, is pretty empty. But you see I have several things I'm going to be adding in this fridge. But this is just where we started today. You can tell I haven't really shopped in a while. This is going to be for dinner. Another cheap meat edition there. That is hog gel. And see, in this drawer we have, that's the goat cheese I was talking about. We're going to be shredding this pretty soon. We have some carrots to start out with. A little bit of lunch meat. My husband will finish that tomorrow. We have some tortillas. There's a pretty big pack back here, so that should last another month, I think. And we just have some milks, sauces, and things like that. Beans for tonight for dinner. Have a lot of ginger here. We are going to be making some ginger tincture with that. Need to use that in this. We have a little bit of sour cream in here to finish up before we open that yogurt. We have some cilantro. And then just your typical things that people have in their fridge. So that's where we are with our refrigerator. the freezer, we are doing pretty good in here. We have one outside as well. We have I think that's about a half of one of those logs of bologna. Or, I'm sorry, my husband says it's bologna. He makes fun of me for saying bologna. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, we have some little remnants of stuff. This is where a lot of things go that we have left, like some things out of the garden. We have bell peppers here, and we have the green peppers that I chopped up out of the garden. We have some bacon, some more bacon, chicken thighs, chicken breast. These are the convenience items I was talking about. If we don't have leftovers for my husband to take to work, which we often do, I usually try to make a big enough meal for him to have lunches out of it. But if not, he can throw something like this together really fast and make wraps with it. Or if we have rice, he can throw it over rice. So we keep this on hand. And then there's some mesquite chicken back there. We have some frozen vegetables. I'm not sure what this is. Some sausages. I know there's some sausages down in the bottom of this too. So we have 2 packs of sausage. We still have 1 pack of ground pork we already had. Some bacon in pieces. I cook with those, like with soups and things. And just some more frozen vegetables. And some more hog gel. So yeah, that's our inside freezer. Okay, now we are outside in the freezer. I'm going to try to get through this without the guineas drowning me out. They're very loud. If you hear them, I'm so sorry. And there they go. You can see under here we have a lot of beef, and we have a couple of convenience items here. My husband likes those just to snack on sometimes. But we've got bacon in here, and we have some vegetables from the garden, purple whole peas, and we've got quite a bit of butter in here. There's some things that's going to be coming out. These are muscadines. We will be canning these up very soon. So, like I said, canning season is about to start for me. I like to can in the winter to use the additional heat, especially in a camper. So that's starting in January. Like I said, stick around if you want to see that. And I think this is it for the pantry challenge. We do have our last Azure haul coming up. I don't know if I've said this already. I may have. If I did, I'm sorry. But I'm going to be showing that here on the next video probably. And that's our last one that had a discount that we used. And yeah, we're stocking up for the end of the year. I think we're pretty good to go. So we're going to be really, really buckling down. So anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. And I'm sorry, Miss Chicken. She's just over here talking away. But I hope you guys are well. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I love you all, and I will see you again soon.